Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Dice and Destinies, where tonight we are doing something a bit different other than our New Orleans by Night ran by our lovely Qcosplay. Tonight we are having a new chronicle, Phoenix by Night, run by the one and only Otter Space Studios. Otter?
Hi, everyone. It's so good to be in the DM seat for the very first time. I have quite a story written for you guys.
And tonight we are joined by Qcosplay, playing whom?
Hello, everybody. I am Qcosplay. I am usually the GM for New Orleans by Night. I also am a cosplayer, voiceover, blah, blah, blah. Tonight, I am playing the Malkavian Ziggy Shadowblayde Armando.
I am Mags. Normally, I am the DM for our Sunday games of the Whimsical Travelers of Fate, playing Brooke. But tonight, I will be your adventure named Sage Allen Napa. And then we have our lovely Rose.
Yes. So, Rose is a Ventru, bit of a charmer, if you will. She very much is a deal maker and a talker. She loves her radio station.
And then we have a familiar voice. One of the most annoying people in my life.
Hello. I am the Skeletor 301, also known as what did I name myself? Fuck.
Tyrus Rashad.
I do play Tyrus Rashad in the Whimsical Travels of Fate.
But tonight
tonight I am playing a German Nosferatu named Glen Jerger.
And then a returning player as well, the one and only Kai.
Hey, how's it going?
Oh my god, his voice. Oh.
Tonight I shall be playing the role of Servrum Ikthos. For I am deformed, and I am ugly, and I am but a Nosferatu.
Let us get started. Luna, Otter Space, please set the scene.
Yes. Actually, could you do me a favor, Maggie?
Oh.
To Rose's player, could you send the reactive site? Just for 2 seconds.
Oh, okay. Wait, send it for 2 seconds and then delete it?
No, just send it so I can set the scene, you fucking... I swear I love my sister.
I'll go ahead and put it in the embed chat.
Thank you. It is a decently clear night in Phoenix, Arizona. The time? About 7 p.m. The sun has just gone down, and the day is it's mid-February. So it's a little cool, but not overbearingly so. After all, it is Arizona. We start this night at a little psychic's shop in the middle of downtown tourist Phoenix. And inside this shop, there are a lot of weird tchotchkes, and it's all around very interesting. Now, Ziggy, what would you like to do this fine early evening?
All right, so for the viewers at home, Ziggy is about 6'6.5", very long and lanky, kind of on the pasty side, and just looks like he's in a permanent state of unkept and just kind of all around messy. He's wearing a black denim vest-style trench coat, a purple t-shirt, a purple v-neck under that, and then a mesh t-shirt underneath all of that. He's got this really beat up scarf, and his hair is just this frazzled mess. He's got foundation on, contour, the whole nine, and he is currently on his way to the car to meet up with his manager to head over to the Cobalt to go put on his latest psychic extravaganza.
All right. And you check your phone, and there is a text from said person saying that they're running a little late, but they'll meet you there as soon as possible.
Ziggy looks at his phone, pauses, takes a breath, and just but call time is 7:42 exactly. Call time. He knows what time call time is, and he texts back frantically. You can hear his nails clicking on the phone. Just, what do you mean?
You then get a text after that just saying, stuck in traffic, you know how rush hour is.
He texts back, I will run to the venue if I have to.
He doesn't get a response for a couple of minutes, but probably because she is actually in the middle of driving.
Well, while waiting, Ziggy is going through his list. This is what I have to set up. This is, is this there? Is that there? Oh my God, what if they forgot the glitter? If they forgot the glitter, I will lose my shit. And there had better be confetti cannons this time. Last time I did not have confetti cannons, and I have more confetti cannons.
All right. So after a few minutes, just say they say again. It's about 7:10 ish. They're like, I'm about 15-20 minutes away.
How far would you say this is from the venue?
Oh, the shop?
Yeah.
Okay, so I know you'll know this, but it's about the same distance between Charlie's and Bunkhouse. So, like, maybe 5 minutes.
Fuck it, I'm walking. I grab my bag, I grab my binder, my stuff that I need, throw on a very, very, very beat up trilby, and just book it out the door and start power walking.
All right, so on the other end of the city, we see a very... Actually, Maggie, how about you describe it?
You see a very beautiful, about 5'5" female Ventru, blood red, almost wine red hair, striking purple eyes like fresh grapes on a vine. Walking through the city, her business suit done, her shirt is a see-through with some sequins and some stitching to cover up specific parts, but basically a burlesque brawl. As she walks down the street on her phone, her heels clicking against the pavement as she is minding her own business. And heaven forbid the person who bothers her while she's minding her own business.
All right. So, the Phoenix metro area is a very big area, as most of us in this chat will know. So, just to get an idea of what everybody's doing, who would like to go next?
Don't everyone talk at once now.
I could take a stab in the dark if you need me to.
Go for it.
The
I'm
least
setting up a
familiar
couple
with
of other
Phoenix.
things, so please feel free.
The least familiar to Phoenix. It's in the sewers of Phoenix. The heat. From what time of year is it?
It's February, so it's winter. So Phoenix in winter winter is about 60 degrees.
All right. So the sewers are icy cold this time. Far in the back, and it's like the end of a canal, surrounded by a small trove of rats. Can be heard like the sound of someone singing very quietly to themselves, looking at their phone, waiting for to hear back from their theater friends they've made online. Servrum sort of just is just looking at it, listening to music and singing along to it. And I think he probably feels the familiar twinge of hunger start to like eat at him. And he's like, "Oh no, sorry, my friends, I must cut this show short. I must feast on something." And he looks, starts to like wander around the through the sewer canals, passing by some other Nosferatu that also live in the area, and finds a ladder and goes up towards the manhole at the top and sort of like pushes it to the side, ends up in like an alleyway, and he's looking. He tends to not want to interact with most people, so he ends up going for people who feasts on those who are down on their luck, people who are a little bit addicted to some substances and maybe aren't doing too hot. He finds to be probably the most appropriate people to kill.
All right. There are a lot of those in downtown Phoenix.
So yeah, I guess he's gonna like kind of prowl the night for the first target he can see, in particular.
All right, sounds good. The sun has just gone down, and there are seeming to be a lot of people just walking around, either going to whatever events they're doing. It's Friday night, so, you know, everything's starting to get bustling again. People are walking around either to getting out of work, going home, or just preparing for whatever night out that they're going to have.
I think Servrum didn't realize how bustling it might be, and the fear of people being repulsed by him. He sort of like peeks his head out. He like starts to come out of the sewer and then sees it start to build. He just like kind of ducks back down instantly, and sort of peers. "Oh dear, I seem to not have kept track of the time well." And he like looks around for like a dumpster to dive into.
Oh no! Okay. Yeah, so the best way that I can explain it, at least this time of like the time of year that it is, is that yes, it's kind of bustling because of the location, because it's downtown Phoenix, so there are a lot of larger buildings and everything, but it's more of the going back and forth. You know, they're not really paying attention to him or anything like that.
Cool. Seeing that he's got his he's not as in need of he's not in need of discretion as much as he initially thought. He sort of comes up and like pulls his little hoodie over himself as tight as he can, and tries to find like keeps to like the dark as much as he can. He has like a little face mask as well. He pulls up over himself, and he's just like cautiously and very quietly walking down the road. If anyone ever sees him, it's only for like a second before he ducks down another alley to sort of like hide himself. Yeah, looking for. In particular, he's probably fond of like a drunk on this night, someone who's really just sloshed and like stumbled into an alleyway on the wrong night.
Oh, this is perfect then. So, you look around, and there are a couple of bars in this area. there are people coming in and out, you know, just starting their night. It looks like they're preparing for something. Probably some sort of event at one of these venues. So, you decide you're going to stick around this area, just kind of in the back, in the shadows, but it's a bar. There's going to be so many people like that by the end of the night.
Perfect. What's the event? Are there any posters or anything like up of like a big?
Oh yeah,
thing?
there are posters.
What do they say?
It seems to be a drag show.
Servrum is entrenched by the arts as a whole, and the idea of a drag show going on means that he gets to see someone perform. He's wherever the location is, he's going to try to go closer to that now. If he's got to wait anyways for like the drunks to really get like heavy into it before he can really feed. And he's out and about now, so he's going to take a gamble and try to see if he can sneak into a facility.
This particular venue seems to have an outdoor stage. So it's just inside the like there's a gate, you know, there's security basically checking people's IDs, things like that, but you can slip in pretty easily and go to the back corner. But yeah, it's an outdoor stage, so you can do that pretty easily.
He finds like the most remote and quiet fucking spot with the least amount of people walking by, huddles into a corner and like presses himself against like, I'm assuming like he's like on the back end of the stage maybe. So he like huddles into a corner as much as he can and like presses his ear against the stage so he can like hear the music when it starts playing.
Okay, so let me actually like show you what the stage looks like.
I pretty much live at the bar that they just described.
I'm finding someone. I'm eating good tonight.
Hope you don't mind twink on.
It's whatever.
Okay, so there are no pictures of the place that I am describing, apparently, for some unknown reason. But there are like tables, chairs, there's an outdoor bar-like area. But in the back there's there's a tree, and then on the opposite end is the stage. Basically, as you come in, the stage is there.
Got you. Okay, then I'm going up in that tree.
Bet.
And I believe that Servrum's got he does Cloak of Shadows. So as long as he remains perfectly still, he can blend into surroundings, and only mechanical or supernatural means can detect you. So
Perfect.
he's gonna, like,
so you are up in a tree with Cloak of Shadows.
Boom.
I'll remember that. Turning the page here. Glen.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
In some little known community center / nursing home, there is a simple, quiet man, small-ish man. Like, he looks small, but he's really like 5'8", 5'9". Currently walking around in a boiler suit, the one-piece boiler suit that you see janitors wear. Pushing around a janitorial cart. He currently has on what looks to be latex gloves that he took from from one of the doctor's offices, as well as a face mask, a ball cap, and glasses. He's currently walking the halls as he's passing by some of the doors that are open, just looking around. And he's just quietly speaking to himself as he's just noting the residents nearby, as he just says under his breath, "Agzun vanzig, 29, 30." Ein Zig. And he just keeps counting up every single time he passes by a occupied residence.
Okay. Are you going to stay here for the majority of the evening, or are you going to be leaving?
I'd say that his shift is getting close to coming to an end.
All
So,
right.
yeah, he's basically currently perusing the halls, just looking for any last little bits of things to take care of before he clocks out for the evening.
Sounds good. So you're going to be heading out soon. You see a lot of your, coworkers that don't really pay you much mind most of the time, but that's because, they're always really busy. They don't all seem to interact with each other more, let alone yourself.
Yeah, he has like a slight. Well, this isn't really his aura, but he has like a slight air around him of he's background, he's wallpaper. He just walks around, does his business, doesn't talk with anybody, speaks quietly in German under his breath, and mostly because of that, and because he mostly wears mostly coverings that kind of cover up the Nosferatu-ness of his face. Most people don't really pay him much mind and don't really think that he can speak English very well due to his incessant need to count in German.
All right. Last but not least, we find ourselves at a radio station.
Yes.
Rose, would you like to describe yourself?
Oh, sorry.
Would you like to describe what you're doing?
Well, Rose is just starting her evening program. Well, hello, darlings. This is Rose Petal here for you another night. Tonight's topic is going to be one of my favorites. Serial killers. Please, call in with any request, and we shall discuss.
So it sounds like you're going to be busy for the majority of the evening.
Probably.
All right. Sorry, the dogs did something and it made a noise, so I was like, oh, wait. All right. So we are going to go back to Ziggy, who's been checking his phone obsessively at this point.
Ziggy is counting. He is at 68 times he's looked at his phone on his power walk from his shop to the venue. May I ask, is it the Rock or Bunkhouse that he is performing at this evening?
It's Bunkhouse.
Okay. In that case, yeah, no. With how he's power walking, I'd say he probably makes it in like a 15-minute walk at most.
Oh, perfect. So you get there about the same time as your manager.
Sweet love of fuck, where have you been?
She kind of straightens up, looks at him, puts her hand on her hip, just kind of looking at him with that eyebrow. Just, I'm here, and you know how traffic could be this time of night. In front of you is a toreador. Her name is Elsie Hunter. You have known her for about 50 years at this point, and you kind of just ran in the same circles for a little bit, and then just kind of stuck together for a while. She manages all of your show dates, times, all of that, but also makes sure that you don't go completely off the rails most of the time.
Awesome. Awesome. So as soon as she basically gives me the, well, we're here, it's almost time to start, Ziggy walks in the gate, ignores the security guy completely, just pushes completely past him, and immediately makes a beeline for the dressing room. And he sets up in the corner that is closest to the door. because after he fixes his hair a little bit, knocks on the wood 3 times, fixes his eyeliner, knocks 3 times, fixes his lipstick, knocks 3 times, and he just kind of leaves his hair as messy as it is, puts on a little glitter on his chest, and he is ready to go on stage for his psychic spectacular he's working on.
Sounds good. All right, so the time is now about 7:45. Call time is about 8. The show is going to start at about 8:45. Half the performers aren't there.
So, because Ziggy is not a drag performer per se, is he opening the show since his is more of an audience participation deal?
Yeah.
Perfect. All right, so after he's ready, Ziggy is going to step out just outside of the dressing room and then tuck himself behind the table where there's a bunch of guys who are like, leather vests, puffing on cigars. You know how gay bars are. You have that one corner with all the guys wearing leather.
Yep.
And as he's standing there, he lights a cigarette, takes a deep drag, and just watches and looks for anybody who might be interested in checking out his shop after the show.
All right, Elsie is right over by you. She's looking around, and her gaze goes up into the tree that is right there. She seems to have noticed something or someone.
Is there an odd number of chairs here? I could have sworn we had sold out tickets. It should be an even number of chairs.
Servrum, you feel eyes on you.
He looks directly towards wherever those eyes are coming from.
You see this very pretty strawberry blonde, maybe about 5'5", green-eyed woman just staring at you. And the vibe that you get, she is also a kindred. But she seems to not be paying you too much mind. It's more of the, oh, you're there.
He shrinks further into the leaves.
All right. So, a little bit of time passes, and we are getting closer to showtime.
Ziggy is still looking and watching for anybody he might be able to take back to his shop after this.
The poor person. Would you say this is around the time Sage shows up?
All right, so actually, make me an awareness check.
First roll of the game! Let's go!
So, to explain how this works for those who don't know, you roll the number of dice that you have for this check. So, for example, let me just pull up the character sheet that I have on right now. If you have 3 points in awareness out of the 5, you roll 3 dice. So, for example, if you have 3 points in one check thing, you would roll that number of dice.
So
just for those
I got 1 bestial failure and 1 critical success.
So they knock each other out. All right.
Yep. And technically, I take a
point of hunger for that one.
Yeah, you do. So you yourself are getting a little bit frustrated over the fact that you don't seem to see anybody who's interested in wanting to leave after the show.
It can't be that bad. I mean, just surely somebody here is desperate, lonely, maybe wants a couple of shots, maybe just, it can't be this bad. It can't be this bad. This is a lucky number. Today is a lucky number. If today is bad, then we're going to have a problem.
Elsie kind of looks at you and just I'm sure you'll find something by the end of the night. And she kind of walks off to that other corner.
Is she offended by my drama? God, how rude.
No, she seems to be scoping out the crowd.
Gotcha. Yeah,
You've
no.
known each other long enough that you know what she's doing.
We also, because we've known each other for so long, and I've been doing this stick for so long, just add an extra junior to the end of the name. She would also know that I usually have her scout the crowd for, and I hate to say it this way because I do believe in this personally as a person, but my character is just like, oh, I can do it, so obviously it's bullshit. Basically, looking for anybody in the audience who looks like they'd be easy to coerce or suggest things to for this act.
Okay. Make me one more awareness check.
So that is 1 success and 2 bestial failures.
You motherfucker! Yeah, no, take more hunger. And, yeah, you're getting extremely frustrated now. You can feel the beast inside of you start to stir. And be like, oh, that person that's right there in the front of the crowd. They might look a little tasty.
He does his best to keep it in. He is a professional. This is not his first show. But God, the urge to just grab that poor guy sitting there alone, trying into his glass of wine is so fucking strong. To try and keep from letting his need to feed take over, he starts counting the leaves in the tree.
Alright, so counting the leaves in the trees, let me check something real fast. Servrum, I'm going to need you to make a check for me.
What I do? I ain't do shit.
You didn't. It would be... I need you to make a stealth and a dexterity check.
Ooh, okay, cool. Got 5 dice for that. Yeah.
While you do that, Sage,
Yes.
you have made it to this bar, this very lovely establishment.
If you like dive bars.
What would you like to do? If you like dive bars, what are you going to do?
Sage is going to look around at the mixed people that are in there, from the quiet ones to the really hyped ones, and she's going to make her way over to the bar to figure out who exactly owns this establishment and if there's a certain person waiting for her tonight.
While you're looking around, because you're on your way inside, because inside is the main bar, you see a very familiar face looking around at the crowd.
And immediately she...
And I need you to make one more wits and awareness check.
Me?
Yeah! Not you, Maggie.
By the way, 2 successes, 3 failures.
Okay, so, yeah, first off, Ziggy, you definitely notice Servrum up in that tree.
Okay, on that last check, I have 4 critical successes and 0 failures.
Holy shit! Okay, so first of all, you notice Servrum up in that tree, but more importantly, you notice your friend, Sage, just walked in. You haven't seen her in a while, because she's been busy with her business in California.
Without missing a beat, immediately, it's like in the old Bugs Bunny cartoons where it's like, the straight ahead 90-degree angle. And he just fucking shoves to the crowd and just, oh my God, bestie!
You see Sage, look at him, hear this, and then start walking to the bar like, I don't know him. I don't know this guy.
I don't know.
She stops, her back facing him. She takes a deep breath before turning around and smiling. I didn't see you there. Hello, Ziggy.
I'm telling you, if you keep living with your nose in your phone, you're never going to experience life. I mean, come on. What's eternity for if not to experience everything, everywhere, all at once? Everything is there's everything. Anyway, my God, how have you been?
You see her kind of like think for a moment.
She's walking away. She's like, no, I'm gonna let this happen.
As you're saying like everything, she's just like she's nodding. Like, before you ask her like, how have you been? And she goes, quite busy indeed. I am a baron and a prince now, which is fun.
Oh my gosh. You took the barony position? Oh my God, totally Sebastian cried when you stepped on his.
Sebastian is. She thinks for a moment. Not currently in the game.
Same time as the other.
Wait. Are you telling me that Princey McFuckerface is finally out the picture?
From what we understand, yes. Which is more. I am more than happy that he is not in the picture. Poor Lydia, she did not need that guy. He was. I kept telling her Ventrus and Toreadors, they don't mix.
He was no good for her. He was using her and just, God, he was so up his own ass. I wonder if he could smell his own farts.
You know, I was actually quite curious. You perform here often, don't you?
Ziggy, you start wondering if that is possible to actually do that.
Oh.
With the failures you've got.
He pauses for a second mid-sentence, just almost like he's watching an invisible fly going in an infinity symbol. And then, while still tracing this invisible thought process, just, yeah, I perform here. I have a residency. They love me here. And
did you
I
know
wonder if
when
that's
I was in the
what
bathroom a
molecules.
moment ago, one of the tiles was chipped? You should probably go check it.
Is that enough to distract me from the other compulsion that I'm currently?
I don't remember which tile it was. I don't even know how many tiles are in that bathroom, but one or maybe two had a chip in it. I can't quite remember. Could you go check it for me, darling?
But unfortunately, it's not enough.
How close are we
to start? About 10 minutes.
Maybe. I can try and resist it, but I might take a hit on my humanity for that. Fuck.
You're fine, dear. You look hungry. You okay?
Elsie kind of like hears this and she steps in like, everything is fine right now.
I want to insight this bitch.
Tiles.
All right, make me an insight. Actually 3. You're gonna make me 3 rolls here.
What is that? Wits
Insight?
and insight? Is it wits and insight, or is it just insight?
Yeah, you're gonna make me a wits, not wits. You're gonna make me
Insight and what? I'm sorry, you like cut out for a moment.
You're gonna make me insight and investigation.
Insight investigation. Okay. Two successes.
Four successes. You've interacted with Elsie a couple of times. You know that she can get a little protective of Ziggy. And that's basically what you're picking up here.
She looks to her and she gives her a smile and says, I'm glad that everything's okay. I'm going to continue my business here. Make sure he Make sure he gets to his stage on time, And just like look to him, just like, and just continues walking towards the bar. Like, oh.
Tiles, leaves, tiles, molecules, tiles, leaves, minutes, seconds, hours, infinite.
Make me, Cam. Make me one last awareness. Just awareness. You won't take anything off of this. And while you do that, oh yeah, you definitely see somebody you can feed on later. All right. So, Sage goes over to the bar and asks for the owner, who is not currently in, but their second in command is. So they come out to talk to you about this deal that you have. Sales, trades, basically bargaining.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to, and you're going to be busy with that for a little bit, I'm assuming?
Unless something goes down, she's just going to sit there and she's going to start talking business.
Sounds good.
I do have it.
All right, so with that, it is finally showtime.
So, as soon as that starts up, as soon as he's announced, he snaps out of it, manages to shake his head on a little straighter, and nobody knows how he set this up because this stage is not set for this kind of thing, but he has built fog machines into the stage. He has put a laser show in the stage. He has made this his version of performing at the freaking pyramid in Vegas, basically. And he as soon as the fog machine goes off, he slides on stage, stands up, and just takes a deep breath, looks at the crowd. Ah, finally, we can have a more intimate moment together.
Damn, okay. So you're going to start your performance?
Yeah, so what he is going to do is he has a 30-minute slot in the set list.
Jesus Christ!
He knows the guy. But he starts off with some basic, I can assume what number you're thinking of by the size of your tinky when it rubs against your ear when you in the shower or something. Kind of that whole hokum for a few minutes, and then he moves on to some basic, ooh, look, doves. Ooh, look, I pulled this stick out of nowhere. Oh my gosh, it's on fire, and now it's not. And then towards the end of his set, he's going to be looking for audience participation.
All right. So while
Sage
you
is
do
actively
that,
hiding her face from that shit.
oh, you're inside. He's outside.
Okay, good.
No, you are inside.
Yeah, the moment she would have heard him say audience participation, if she was there, she would have been taking a menu and putting it in front of her, I know.
Yeah, no. You are inside. The stage is outside. So you can't see him. You can hear everything that's going on, but you can't see him.
I feel sorry for the poor souls he drags up on stage.
All right, so with that, you are able to do that whole audience participation thing. Now you pull up just some random person who seems, drunk enough to volunteer themselves. And like you said, it's a 30-minute slot, so it's already almost 9 o'clock. It's already past 9 o'clock in the evening.
Yeah, but shows there usually run until like 1 in the morning anyway, so I'm not too worried about taking up the beginning slot here. So after performing all these amazing tricks, there's glitter on the floor. There is remnants of smoke in the air. He has somehow gone from wearing 3 t-shirts to 4. Nobody knows how the 4th one got there, but there's now a dusty blue one over the purple ones. Nobody knows how they got there. He hasn't taken anything off or anything on. Um, and he crouches down on the edge of the stage. Like his heels are about 3 centimeters on the stage, and he is just balancing on that edge. And he looks out in the crowd, just, what lucky little soul wants to come and play?
They kind of like, raise their hand because you've been doing a pretty solid job up until now. And they're at least 3 or 4 drinks in. You know how they pour at this place.
Oh, absolutely. And I'm looking for the one who has been making friends with the bartender.
That would definitely be one of the like. There's a whole table of them. It looks like they might be celebrating something. You're not quite sure.
I grab whoever looks like they're the center of attention. Like, I jump off the stage, full on, tuck and roll, cartwheel, stand back up, walk over, and I lean up next to the person who looks like they're the center of attention and just, well, hi there.
It appears to be a birthday or something of the sort. Oh, hi.
Why don't you come with me? Let's make today's special day just a little more special. And if he says that, he'll lean in close and, like, his cold breath brushes her ear, and he does that thing where just, like, the edge of his lips graze the shell of her ear ever so slightly. He's going to try and charm.
Oh, easily done. Easily done.
So even though I'm using my abilities, no roll?
You can roll it anyway, but they're intoxicated enough that they'll probably do it anyway. Basically, go ahead. Basically, the level of how willing they are is up in the air.
Well, that is 4 successes, but one of those is or no, sorry, 2 of those are a critical success, and 1 is a crit failure. So, according to my round check, I do lose a hunger.
Yes, you do lose a hunger. So you're feeling a lot better now that you're up on stage. You kind of got out of that headspace for a little bit that you were in, and it's a little bit clearer. Not much, because there are still the voices that won't go away. Why won't they go away? There's so many. Oh, is that a new chip in the stage?
Is that a new chip? New chip, new chip, new chip, new chip. Shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up. Ah, yes, right this way. And he's trying his hardest, so hard to ignore that new paint chip, and leads her up on stage, waving to the crowd, like, yeah, let's give it up for her. Let's really do this up. And I sit her down in a leather high back chair. Make sure her hands are on the arms, like you see at most hypnotists. And he kind of stands on the back of the chair, again, balancing on this, like, maybe inch wide just platform, stares down at her and just kind of, I am going to do something that not a lot of people get to see. You've lost someone recently, have you? A pet, a person?
Their expression just kind of shifts a bit. And they kind of, like, whip their head back at you.
So like, backing up, because I'm, like, above them by a good 2 feet on the back of this.
Yeah, like.
Yeah. I know how hard loss is. Trust me, I've lost. So much loss. But I am going to give you something not a lot of people get to see. or hear or do. Those TV shows lie, lies, lies, all lies. I'm the real deal. And he's going to very gently reach down, still balancing on the fucking edge, places a very well manicured hand on top of her head, closes his eyes, and he is going to start. As he does that, actually, can I ask, as he's doing this, can I ask a question?
Absolutely.
As he's going to reach down to her, he would be looking for like pet hair, items, anything that looks like it belonged to somebody that wasn't her, that maybe she lost, or like maybe she lost her cat and she has cat hair on her jacket because she's afraid to wash it. That kind
Make me an awareness check.
of 2 successes.
Okay, that's enough. Her hands are on the arms of the chair, correct?
Yeah, I instruct her to keep her hands there for a second.
All right, so you see on her hand what looks like there used to be a ring there because of a certain tan line that you see, but she's no longer wearing it.
All right, so knowing that, as I reach down, I am going to use, where is it? Where are I going? I swear to God, I know what I'm doing. I'm actually going to use compel on her, and let me explain why.
All right.
I'm using compel because I am working on getting into her head, making her think that I can do all these crazy psychic phenomena and all this crazy stuff, and I'm going to compel her to believe that her late partner is standing right beside her.
Make me an insight, manipulation, and use your hunger dice.
So I got 1 critical success and 4 bestial failures on 8 dice. Guys, I just made the DM take off her headset in rage because my dice hate me.
Oh, if your character dies, that's not on me. You die, you die.
Accept your fate.
In game or out.
Okay, so needless to say, it doesn't work completely. However, you're lucky because she still is intoxicated enough to maybe not see it, but feel something. And she is not, she doesn't look okay right now. Because what you have gathered is, it actually is a late partner. And pretty recent with how the fucking, because you and I, players, we wear wedding rings. You know what it looks like when,
Yeah, I know.
When you don't wear it and you see, the line, but it's, it looks like she's only not been wearing it for, 2 days.
Oh.
Yeah, so have fun with that knowledge.
Did I just kidnap the fucking head of the fucking morning party?
No, it's still a birthday, but her friends took her out because she just lost her fiance.
Oh, hey! Why are you such an asshole? Jesus Christ, dude, to pull such shit. Okay, yes.
A drink to forget.
I'm really hoping that she's drunk enough she forgets this. Oh my god. Okay, yes. So,
If it makes you feel any better, she will probably follow you back.
hey! Yeah, so with that information and what I kind of pieced together, I give her the feeling that like her partner is standing next to her. I can't necessarily make her see him completely, but I can at least give the feeling that, there is something there that nobody else can see.
Yeah, she's gonna, like, not start crying, but definitely get choked up.
All right, while she's doing that, Ziggy is putting on this, like, the eyes are rolled back, the mouth is open, there's strange humming noises. And after a few minutes, or a few moments rather, he takes his hand off and just kind of goes limp on top of the chair. Just, whoa, sorry, that was a hefty one. Did you feel that your I want to say ex fiance, I think is what they said they were. The name starts with I want to say an S.
Just kind of nods silently. Looks like she's trying to process this shit.
Sam, no, not Sam. Sam's a basic white bitch name, and you're so good on basic white bitches. It's not. I want to say something weird, something off the wall, something unique. Do I hear a Seymour?
Sorry, I was reading the damn chat that we have going on. Yes, we do. So she seems to not want to answer, but just kind of look at the chat. Anyway, sorry, our friends are awful. Anyway, she just kind of nods, like, but with the name, just shakes her head. But you probably got it close-ish, maybe. You're not sure at this point. All you know is that you got something right, and yeah. You might have fucked up.
Once I'm pretty sure I have something down. I lean in close again, doing the whole try to be charming, even though I probably just fucked up her entire evening, and her friends are probably gonna come find my goddamn car in the middle of the night and come slash my tires. You know how that goes. And he's just gonna kind of lean in, slip a card into her pocket, and I can get you more time to say what you need to say. Just come to my shop later. I'm open until 3 in the morning. And because it's such a special day, I will give you a free reading on the house.
She kind of looks at the card, nods, goes back to her friends for a while. The rest of the crowd is so into this, by the way. The rest of them are so into it. Okay, for context for everybody here, this is a gay bar and everybody is fucking about the tea. So some of them are like, oh my god, did they just really do that? And some are like, oh my god, that was so cool.
All right, well, I escort her back to her table, and then I leap back on stage. The fog machine kicks off. The fog kind of like curls up at his feet as he jumps down and everything, and just, well, unfortunately, Phoenix City on the sun, where we live to defy the will of God himself, and he'll flip off the sky. Unfortunately, our time has come to an end. But he takes out a business card, and if you look under your seats, there's a business card under every seat. I find lost trinkets. I talk to lost pets, lost loved ones. I can even contact the devil himself to give you back your husband's soul so he'll take out the damn trash. And he winks at a married couple nearby. And on that note, I bid you all adieu, farewell, and until next time, stay spooky, bitches. And he will throw a smoke bomb on the ground that he knows he's not supposed to have, but he doesn't anyway, and is no longer.
You see Elsie scrambling to get the shit that you just did fucking cleaned up.
I'm backstage sitting at a Capri.
Alright, and with your fucking entire ass set over now, Jesus Christ. The rest of the show does start. You know, it's a regular drag show. You know, they just kind of had that whole thing. There are people in the audience that don't know exactly how you managed that fucking slot, but whatever. They're drinking, they're having a good time, so it doesn't really matter to them. Elsie is still scrambling to get all your shit because you left it.
All right, he will be backstage and taking a breather, sipping on his Capri Sun that he has repackaged while somebody else gets some street.
All right. So, since you are already here, Servrum, what did you think of that spectacle?
Servrum is fascinated by the traditional arts, so like music, theater, performances of stuff like that. Seeing like the business cards could getting out and like the other, you know, the whole trying to read people's mind type shit. About halfway through, he's a little disappointed. He's like, I was expecting a show, but unfortunately, I got parlor tricks. And he wants to like leave something to like prove his, like to say that he's to show he's upset. He doesn't. I don't think he realizes that oh my god, what is your character's name again? Ziggy. I don't think he realizes that Ziggy's is kindred instantly.
Make me a wits and awareness check.
Oh please, yeah. Let's figure out if that's even the case. That'll determine a lot. Wits and awareness.
I will say that Ziggy purposely looks like the over-the-top Hollywood Queen of the Damned Lost Boys vampire, so that he does leave people who don't know wonder.
One bestial failure and one success, and the rest are all failures. So sorry.
You're just sitting there wondering.
I have no idea. So I might be pissing off the wrong person here. But he likes to play with people, so he's got an affinity for rats. So he's going to try to form a mental link with a bond animal to make it a famulus. So I need to roll apparently charisma plus animal kin.
Yes, you do.
So that's 6 dice. See if we can get a rat buddy. Mother. Well.
Don't forget
Don't
your
tell
One
willpower.
crit failure, 2 successes.
So, just a regular failure?
1 crit. Sorry.
Oh no!
3 standard failures, 2 successes, 1 crit failure. Off to a great start.
Oh, we're off to a great start tonight. So you take a point of hunger, at the very least.
Mother of pearl.
And, yeah. So, there are a lot of these people that are looking really tasty at this point.
Damn. He knew he was looking for a meal, so he's looking for someone who's particularly like heavily inebriated, like about to pass out inebriated. In the meantime, but he writes like a small note on like a scrap of paper that just says, your performance is a bastardization of the arts, and then like folds it and like.
So, okay, let me tell you, because where you are in the tree, you can actually see this. You can oversee the dressing room because it's an outside dressing room.
Oh,
you
God.
can fold that shit like a paper airplane.
Easy,
and
easy.
fucking...
He's about to send it and leave.
Fold it up like one of those table footballs. Just
Yeah,
flick it in.
absolutely. Just like flick it. Yeah, absolutely. That's like his instincts, like get it over there and leave. It's like it's in sloppy handwriting. The note itself is filthy. But it you can see the words on it. He just like sends it flying. And then scampers down the tree and leaves.
So this is just for a Luna thing. This is just a Luna thing. Roll me any die.
Me?
Any die, yes, any die, and tell me if it's evens or odds.
Okay, cool. Bet. I'm gonna roll a d20 then. Even.
It hits him directly in the fucking head.
Doink.
What the fuck is Oh god, my eye! It's gushing! This is horrible! I can never see this stage again!
Yeah, so, that just happened. So your options were it was gonna land at his feet, or it was gonna land on like directly pelt him in the back of the head. And you got him in the back of the head.
I'm assuming I definitely don't know if I hit him on the head, because after I threw it, I fucking left.
You don't know. You don't know. This is
absolutely, yeah.
You just hear screaming.
Just walks away laughing.
Shakespearean raging rant.
I cower. But yeah, he's gonna look off for like. He's gonna look off and skulk for like someone who's a little bit drunker, and then I'm gonna pass it over to Mags.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's where we're gonna go now, and it does not take you that fucking long to find it. Like, there are people getting escorted out by security for being so drunk and starting to grab performers, so.
Including Ziggy.
No, he's fine. He's in the back. He's in the fucking dressing room sulking.
So.
I offended him.
After Sage finishes up her little business chat, there has been stuff going around Phoenix, right? A lot of interesting things have been going down.
Correct.
And Sage is here, technically on a boon, but she has yet to meet with her informer on the person who is calling in the boon. She's going to send a text to Glen and ask him where his whereabouts are for this night.
I did actually have a question, by the way, because I noticed I also have. Oh shit! Hold on.
Hold on.
Good.
Hold on to what?
Oh, sorry. I was looking at my thing. Bound Familis. Am I able to also summon an animal? Luna?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Is it possible for him to summon a raven?
Make me an animal kin check. And... Fuck, what was the other one? Alright. I believe it's charisma and animal kin.
I have it up. Give me a second. It is 1 rouse check per night.
Ooh.
Oh no, that's animal messenger. No, that's animal messenger. Sorry. Charisma and animal kin. Yeah.
Yeah.
So do I add both together and roll that dice pool?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
if you need help with what the actual rolls are, like they mean, just let me know.
Yes, please.
All right, show me what you rolled.
Actually, the thing that Mag sent, the roller that Mag sent, actually tells me I have 2 successes.
If remember on this, if any of them have 2 stars next to it, even though it says 2 successes, it'll one will count as 2.
Okay, I'll just tell you what the symbols I see. I see 1 Ankh symbol for red, 1 for the black, and 1 black dot.
You can screenshot it.
Or I can do that.
Please do that.
E.
Okay, those are just two good regular successes.
Okay, cool.
So you rolled all of them?
Yeah, I have pool of 3.
Oh, pool of 3. Then yeah.
Yeah, because I got 2 charisma and 1 animal kin.
Let me look something up real fast.
I'm just jamming to the freaking VTM music. Just
Yeah, same.
It's all vibes here.
All right, that is enough.
Cool.
Sorry, I had to double check my sources.
Yeah. So he is going to have a little raven come onto his shoulder and kind of gives a little pet on the I forget what the under neck stuff is called for the raven. But kind of like with one single finger, kind of starts stroking the under of his beak, and then he hears the his phone start buzzing. Pulls it out and looks, sees Sage had texted him. He texts back to Sage, just getting off for the night, and I'm heading out the door.
Sage looks at her message and thinks for a moment and goes, do you want to meet up? I'm in the area for once, and I'm quite curious about some of the local events that's been happening.
Just gonna look at this, kind of give a little tilt of his head before he texts back. Anything to trade for it?
Always. She texts back.
Then yes.
Alright.
Or, because German, ja.
Where would you like to meet? I'm gonna message the name of the club saying this is where I currently am.
Just kind of thinks for a moment on that and kind of texts back. Perhaps maybe something a little more less ostentatious.
Trying to get me alone already. I have a hotel room.
Alright, text back very well.
She sends him the address and goes to say bye to Ziggy because it's only right. This is somewhat his domain. She has to be polite. So she goes to the dressing room and starts banging on the door.
Performers only! Performers only! God!
What about old friends?
Did you just fucking Gandalf, you bitch?
Yeah, I just saw that.
I have no idea who that is, darling. Now, are you going to open the door or not?
Fine. He opens the door for her. There's a mark by his eye where the paper football hit. Like, it doesn't look like a wound per se, but it definitely looks like something just smacked there, and that was the scream you heard earlier with him being dramatic as fuck. And his suitcase is all stacked up underneath where like all the clothes are and everything, and he's just cleaning up his mess. And he's like, "Yes,
And who on
it's been
earth
a
did
while. Can
that?
I buy you a snack?"
A snack.
Yes, you eat so that you don't starve and become a skeleton. Although everybody is skeletons. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! What if
You
skeletons are
know,
just mech suit drivers and the flesh suits are the mech?
you know. I have a very particular flavor, dear. And with everything that's happening, unless there's a competition tonight, I don't think there'll be anything in my flavor here. I am fixing to head out, and I wanted to just say my goodbyes.
Oh, like,
Sorry, what?
I'll come with you. I can show you around Phoenix. It'll be fun, like old times sake.
She thinks for a moment on
Remember when I
this.
showed you around that one?
You know, you might actually be kind of helpful. For once.
Oh my gosh! I can be helpful.
Yes, we're going to meet with an informative mine at my hotel. Do be on your best
Give me
behavior.
2 seconds to change.
She
He
waits
runs
outside and texts her
and
boy.
before she can leave, he runs into the walk-in freezer and just strips his stage clothes off.
She's
And
not like she hadn't seen it.
2 minutes later, he comes out in his comfy clothes, and I have to switch my animating for this, or my reactive for this because it's precious.
Please tell me he wears tearaway clothes as performance clothes.
Depends on the show. So he goes from looking like this super made up, super elegant looking goth boy, and now he is in an oversized 5X hoodie when he looks like he can wear with an extra large. Super baggy sweatpants. There are bags under his eyes. Where before one eye was green, one eye was blue, his eyes are now just kind of a natural honey brown. And he just kind of throws it all into the suitcase, smiles, and goes, "Okay, let's."
She does text Glen that there will be a extra person coming with her, a resident of Phoenix, that you might be able to get more information from him as you delve more information towards me.
You just get back a text, Vudaba.
Oh, I love information. I love information. I love information. Info. Highway. Volkswagen Bug. Bugs are a type of species. Species is part of a genus. Genus is like a molecule.
As you're saying all this, she's just nodding and nodding. A car pulls up with her driver. She gets in. Someone comes over with a car. They start heading. They get out of the car and they allow her in the driver's seat. As she looks to you and she says, get in the car.
He's still muttering to himself as he climbs in the car, and once in the car, he pauses, blinks, and just kind of looks out the window and goes, "Oh, I forgot my lunchbox."
You forgot your lunchbox? Don't worry, dear. Don't worry. And she just keeps driving. That's so sad.
Oh no! So his phone starts blowing up.
Is this a bad time to mention he forgot his phone in the dressing room?
Yes, it is, actually.
So it's still blowing.
So,
As far as Ziggy knows, everything is fine.
As she starts driving, she's heading back to her hotel, and she looks to him and says, "So, dear, why don't you do me a favor and count every street light when we're on our way to the hotel room? I'm quite curious."
Ooh, does that include the traffic lights? And what about crosswalk lights? Specifically the ones that only appear at random intersections. Nobody ever.
All right,
Every
so
light.
you have because you're no longer at the bar counting things, and with how much hunger you had already accumulated, you have the sudden urge to start counting every single one of those traffic lights. How many are red? How many are green?
Street lights, all
Oh,
of the
he is-
lights.
How
Oh,
many
he is
people are
counting.
running red lights?
He is diligently counting. Since he doesn't have his phone on him, he pulls a notebook seemingly out of nowhere. Like his hoodie doesn't have pockets, his sweatpants don't have pockets. You don't know where he gets his notebook. Uses his nail to cut off the tip of his finger and just starts making tally marks. Red light, run a red light, pedestrian in the crosswalk, guy jacking off at the crosswalk. And he is making detailed notes while he uses the tip of his nail like a
Like a fountain pen, like a feather pen.
exactly. It's a blood fountain pen.
I
Number
just saw
one
this
knows
in
each
the
building has.
chat. I just saw this in the chat from one of our viewers, but headlights, lights in buildings.
Every
He will
single
count
light.
even every strip of the LED on those stupid lifted trucks that make your dick look even smaller.
Exactly, and Sage is just going to make sure she drives at a very good fast pace, so it's hard for her to keep up. So he's very busy until she gets back to the fucking
I
hotel.
love you. Oh, he is very busy. He is diligent. He is making sure he doesn't miss one. He is hanging half out the window to get the ones that are directly above.
She goes through underneath one of those tunnels with all the lights.
LEDs on the food trucks.
Drives by the light up Coca-Cola semi-truck.
And yeah, we're gonna start heading to the hotel.
Alright, so as you guys start heading to the hotel, Rose, your radio station. I'm so sorry it took so long to get to you.
No worries. She's probably there for several hours as it is, so.
Yeah, I was gonna say, usually those kind of shows last at least 4 to 5 hours, so you're gonna be there for at least another 2.
That's fine.
Alright, so it has been a pretty decently busy night at the radio station. There have been some calls, more requests on stories that you already know than anything. But others are calling more of concerns. Concerns about things that they have noticed that they see that happened nights before during the day. Like, Phoenix, there's a lot of crime, but things seem to have started going up a lot more. So they're wondering if you have any thoughts about the matter.
Just to make sure I understand. So they're asking if I have any thoughts on the current uptick what seems like a current uptick in crime in Phoenix.
Yes.
Okay. That's a very good question, dears. I haven't honestly looked into it too much myself recently. I'm a bit more involved with the history of these things, but there could be someone out there. Someone hunting for prey. Someone looking for an easy mark. So, I do advise you, please be careful. Next caller.
And the callers keep going in more, again, asking about stories. Like, I don't know if you know the series on TikTok that's like Cookies and Crime. If you don't,
I'm not familiar.
I'll send it to you later.
Okay.
But it's basically just little stories, backstories about serial killers, crime, cold cases, things like that.
And Rose has a background and a kind of a living knowledge of the history of murder, as it were. So she's very on the pulse with all that. So yeah, she would be able to handle that, no problem.
All right. Cool. So Ziggy and Sage. as you're driving, you're flipping through the radio, Sage, to basically drown out whatever the fuck Ziggy is doing.
That man had a penis on it.
I didn't ask you to count the parts of the beings. I asked you to count the lights, and I'm turning it up.
It was a penis on the light. It counts. It's a penis.
So you just kind of turn up the radio station, and you're reminded of the person who runs this radio station. It is a Vetru by the name of Rhodes, who is actually pretty involved and would know a lot of stuff going on.
Making a note that I'm gonna have to, while driving, because Ventry don't give a shit, Kinder don't give a shit, I'm going to send a text to Rose saying, I'm in town, dear. We should meet up at some point. Are you free tomorrow night?
Okay, so when I do receive that, of course, I'm not going to interrupt my show just to enter a check. So as I'm managing all that, I do look at it and I manage to respond. That sounds lovely, dear. Where would you like to meet?
She thinks for a moment and says, why don't you show me one of your favorite spots? I'm still kind of new to the area.
So I'll just respond, of course, and then some classy bar that I know, which I personally don't know because my local knowledge of Phoenix is limited.
Literally, the only place so far that I have based off a real place is where Ziggy performed. That's literally the only place I've based off a real place.
So,
Fair enough.
The bar's called Phoenix.
Yes, but it would be a classy bar where it's not the the dance club. It's not the loud pounding music. It's where people go to drink and socialize.
So it's a lounge.
Yes, thank you. That was the term.
So a lounge that most likely serves to kindreds?
Oh yes.
Alright.
In fact, I probably would have a little bit of investment in it.
She messages back, wonderful, I cannot wait to see you. It's been far too long.
Indeed. Too long indeed.
And then she looks over at Ziggy. She takes a air freshener and smacks him as he is now freaking almost head out the window. And she's like, sit your ass down.
He kind of plops back down and just... I lost count. Oh no. I lost count.
All right. So you guys are driving to the hotel?
Yep. Making my way to the hotel, trying to keep my patience.
All right. It actually doesn't take you... This all happened in the span of about 7 minutes, by the way. Your hotel is not that far from...
Yeah, I'm zipping through traffic. I'm in a nice sports car. It's fine. No one's gonna hit me because they don't want to have to deal with my insurance.
Those insurance premiums, man. Anyway, so you guys get back to the hotel. The literal worst part and the thing that took the longest out of all of this was finding the actual parking underneath the hotel, because it is a Friday night and it's starting to get late. People are coming back to the said hotel.
She mumbles how annoying it is that this place doesn't have a goddamn valet as she parks.
Oh, they do. They were just backed up.
How dare they be too backed up for Sage Allen Napa? Fucking rude asses.
You could always try something. But
you know what? She'll pull
Are you gonna deny these Samaritans their work?
And as she looks at them, as they tell her, they're really busy, they're really backed up, she's going to activate Daunt and look at them and go, dear, I'm sure you'll find time. Here's my keys.
That was kind of hard.
Make me a manipulation.
And intimidation?
Yeah, and charisma.
Charisma?
So charisma, intimidation, and manipulation check.
7 successes, 1 being a critical success.
Can you repeat that, please?
7 successes, 1 being a critical.
That is more than enough, yeah. They actually take your keys from you, and then, they take your stuff and they're just like, oh, we're so sorry. Yes, of course, we will get to this right away. And they take your car.
She makes sure to, as she's handing the keys to them, she makes sure to put like a $100 tip in their hand as she heads up to her hotel room with this one.
Yeah.
First looking around for her buddy.
What you looking for?
Looking for Glen.
Do I know?
It's gonna. Oh, go ahead.
Do I know Glen?
Considering Glen is not the very as open as Sage would be in terms of social ability, probably not. Glen's the kind of guy that you meet in like either a back alley or be like you catch him on chance, but not in like ostentatious or like very party going places. He likes the quiet.
Totally fair enough. In that case, he will tilt his head to the side and just, Glendale? Glendale's like an hour from here. No, not Glendale. Maybe like a Forest Glen, a Florida Glen. Florida man. What about Florida man stuff?
She's ignoring you as she's looking around.
Hey, I have a question, Sage. I have an actual question.
She side-eyes you.
So, this popped in my head after the whole thing with the San Francisco thing, and you tell me about Prince What's-His-Fuck and Mr. Fuckface, I'm so far up my own ass, blah, blah, blah. So the question is, we pass a part of ourselves on to the ones that we turn, correct?
Yes, I'm not a Malkavian, dear. I don't...
Yeah, trust me, there is a reason I am bringing this up, and it is very important.
Alright.
So, that part of us, if they ever turn anybody, a part of us that expands into that one as well as a part of themselves. And the same thing happened to the ones who made us, the ones before that, the ones before that. So the question is, I need to know this. Are kindred just physical forms of the ship of Theseus?
Are they what? I'm sorry, you broke up there for a moment.
Forms of the ship of Theseus.
Are they mischiefs forms of what?
Physical forms of the ship of Theseus theorem, where if you replace them out of parts and then you make a new part of it, but it's still the same thing if the original one was, does that make it still part of the ship? Like, are we in fact ourselves, or are we just different parts of the people who came before us, but therefore making us the ship of Theseus?
She looks at you.
And I'll have to find a new DM now, I'm done.
She looks at you, looks you up and down and goes, I think that's a question for your sire, dear. Or some other Malkavian friend.
And he suddenly falls dead.
He died? I just heard he falls dead. I'm like...
No, he...
Well,
dead,
damn.
silent.
Okay.
My microphone isn't that great, I do apologize.
Unfortunately, I don't have the answers for Malkavians. I don't study them. I would suggest talking to someone who studies the kindred, or possibly your sire, or some other Malkavian that might have answers for you. Perhaps your Baron. Therese, was it?
Wait, answers? I didn't ask any questions. And he looks like he just does not remember any of the conversation.
Perfect. Perfect. Do I see my ugly-ass motherfucker?
So, with Glen, he takes a little bit before he actually gets to the hotel. But once he does, he walks up in his navy ball cap. His boiler suit is under a trench coat that he wears out in like the out and about area. And before he actually makes it to the front, he actually comes up the side and he looks up to where the hotel room is, and he takes his raven because he knows that you can't bring animals inside. So he tells it to go ahead and head up to the balcony before he starts heading inside. And for anyone who looks out for him, it's kind of hard to really tell exactly where he would be, especially in a crowd of humans.
Oh, I'm just looking for the ugly face.
It's covered. He keeps that shit covered with a disposable mask that he gets from the nursing home.
Mm-hmm. Well, she's not exactly hiding herself, so she's out in the open. She has...
or not Lind, wow, wrong character, Jesus. Ziggy is staring at the ceiling and just spinning in circles in one spot.
She does have...
Did she go to her room, or is she standing out front?
She's standing out front, making sure that she has this bitch able to see her.
Okay. Then yeah, she would be able to spot him coming up the side of the building to the front. Pretty much being the only one that is like in full coverage. Not full coverage, like you can see parts of his head. But like he's wearing enough to where like if you don't look too closely, it's just hard to really tell that he's actually like something's up, you know?
So she looks at you and she goes, "Alright, pretty boy, let's go upstairs and have a discussion. Ziggy, come with me. Ziggy, Glen, Ziggy."
Okay, and he is still spinning and staring at this up at whatever is up there, but still following you perfectly.
I apologize in advance.
You okay with your interesting company?
I'm wanting to compare notes.
Hmm.
And they go up to her hotel room.
Whenever they get to the floor, he quietly, under his breath, starts counting room numbers. 11, 7,
I wonder how I'm able to get along with you.
Okay. Ziggy? Ziggy!
Sorry, I had a message from somebody.
Watch me dangle some
yes.
keys.
I'm gonna need you to make a small awareness check to see if you notice Glen counting the door numbers.
Why do I surround myself with crazy?
Oh no. Oh no! I got a bestial failure and a 1 success. So technically I have 1.
Oh yeah, no, you noticed this 100%, and now you have the compulsion to count along.
Why do I surround myself with crazy? Oh my god.
Sorry. Yeah, no, he starts like not counting the numbers of the doors, but counting how many numbers are in the numbers of the door.
Do I notice this?
Oh yeah.
He stops counting and looks at Ziggy and just... it's the craziest people.
Wait, there's a crazy person here? I bet it's Sage. She worked.
So...
You are... very much not self-aware, are you?
I'm sorry.
She looks at both of these bitches.
Yeah, he's just looking at Ziggy, like, just observantly. If you're not looking directly at him, it's kind of hard to actually tell that he's actually kindred. He registers as human. As he's just like
Totally
looking,
valid.
as he just looks to Ziggy and just says, kind of softly, "You're not very self-aware, are you?"
What is self-awareness, man? Like, I know there's a lot going on, but like, are we aware of ourselves or is it ourselves that's aware?
Man,
Like, do you get what I'm saying here? Like, do you get what I'm putting?
I am starting to understand perfectly.
Good, because I have
Just
no idea what I'm saying.
looks to Sage and be like, "Why must you surround yourself with these kinds of peoples?"
Yes, the counting kind, as she slides the card through and just opens the door, like, just get your asses inside. Are you just going to stand there, or are you going to come inside?
No, he comes in, just follows. He's very much a quiet follower.
Ziggy. Inside. Come on. Fixing to grab him by the ear.
While you two are like, as soon as you grab his ear, he lets out this horrified "Dingo just ate my baby" scream of horror.
I yank him inside.
He is still
Y'all are about to get security called on you?
It's fine. I can pay them away. Anyway.
fuck.
So Glen looks at Ziggy as he just, "I tell you what, would you mind doing me one favor?"
As soon as you say that, he puts his hands on his head, looks over, and just, "I left my child at the bar," and takes off all of it.
Takes off what?
He screamed, "I forgot my child," and ran out of the door and took off back to the. And no, that is not his actual child. That's just what came to mind when he's.
She just closes the door. She goes, "So much for having a multi-conversation."
I will be honest, I do not think that we will have much in common to talk about anyway. Would you mind doing me a favor? Would you mind opening the balcony?
She raises an eyebrow to this, but does as he asked. She has no reason to distrust him.
And he has his raven come in and lands on his shoulder. Quite notably, you could notice that he is avoiding that half of the room where the balcony is.
She closes the door and looks to him.
He starts gently petting the beard of his raven with a latex gloved hand.
It's been quite some time, hasn't it, dear?
Indeed it has. How long has it been?
4, maybe 5 years, I would say.
Quite some time.
How have you been, darling?
Very much keeping to myself. Hopefully finding someone with more than enough mental fortitude to properly play a game chess with.
Do you happen to have a game of chess with you now? A
Always.
travel set? Well then, how about we play a nice game while we discuss different matters?
He nods and you watch as he pulls out a pocket set. It's like one of those little travel cases that's like a little plastic chess set with a little, like, it's like a tiny lunchbox with like little magnetic pieces. And he takes them out and starts setting them up. So, what information are you looking for?
I'm looking for information on what exactly has been happening in Phoenix. Apparently here in Arizona some things have been going down with the clans, and I want to get to the bottom of it. I've been called in for a boon, but they haven't exactly told me what this boon is. I would like to know at least a little of what I've gotten myself into. information to trade is what's been going down in San Diego.
And well, if you have information to trade, a fair trade is fair trade. Information for information.
Yes, information from a baron, no less.
And he sets the little travel set down on the little table, taking the
So-
bed furthest away from the, or taking a seat on the bed furthest away from the balcony.
So, Sage,
Yes.
you realize that it's been quite a while since you heard anything from the Baron here in Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
You don't exactly know where they are right now, or what they're doing.
Is the baron the one that called in from my boo?
You believe so.
So it was a letter, not a text. So old-fashioned.
Correct.
So old-fashioned.
Which is like them.
Fossils. Anyway. So, tell me, have you heard anything from the Baron of this current area?
What would have Glen heard from about the local Baron? Or Baroness?
Make me an intelligence, streetwise, and politics check.
You said intelligence, streetwise, and what?
Politics.
One second. Alright, there's the roll right there. I don't exactly know what it means.
Okay, so what you know right now. So the one with the stars is is a critical success, which counts as 2 successes.
Okay.
It's basically your nat 20, but because of how many dice you had to roll, you don't know the entire situation. However, you do know that no one has really heard from this particular Baron in quite some time now. It's been like over a year at this point, which for Kindred is like the blink of an eye, but for anything political is still quite a long time.
Alright.
That is what you know.
Alright, so he is going to sit down with the chessboard and he looks to her. I've heard very little of the local Baron. Quite some time has passed since they have been public facing. He reaches up and he takes his glasses off to be able to like properly see without everything in a dark shade. You can see a faded pair of like what look like maybe once bright blue sky blue eyes have faded to like a very dull blue gray.
She thinks for a bit as the thoughts play in her mind. It's strange that the Baron would be so quiet. I haven't been able from what I understand, I haven't been able to get in touch with her either. Strange, she would leave her domain so unsupervised. I feel like barons are getting lazier and lazier by the years. The Baron of New Orleans went missing. The Baron of San Diego was missing. I swear the old ones don't seem to be as focused anymore. I received this letter a while back talking about me owing a boon to someone, and I was hoping that it would be the Baroness or Baron. Was it a Baron or a Baroness?
It's a baroness. They don't care either way of how they address, because they know baron is easier to say. But same thing.
I received this letter hoping that the Baron would speak with me if that's who I was owing a boon to. They said to stay at this hotel and they would reach out, but I haven't gotten anything since. I've been here for 2 days, just waiting.
So you are saying this is not just here? Turning a little French, sorry.
You're good.
The absence of barons doesn't seem to be only here, but from what I understand, the bickering and the possible clan wars running around is definitely prominent here in Phoenix, and I want to hear more about these interesting little aspects. Do you know what any of this is about?
And with that role, he hasn't heard anything, right?
So, with that role, you would know that the Baron, kind of went MIA. There hasn't been news about anything, bad happening to them, just more of they seem to have stepped away for a little bit. Possibly to take care of other matters. You're not sure. You don't really get involved with politics too much. But you would know that they stepped back around the same time that these turf wars started getting worse.
It has been... I have not heard much from them in some time. Not since the turf wars has been kicking up. So... more of absent news than any news.
And the Nosferatu are holding up quite well, aren't they? I wouldn't want anything to happen to my favorite little bugs.
Your concern is appreciated, but as far as I am aware, yes, we have been doing fair, living what we can.
From your knowledge with everything, because of how Nosferatu are, they stick to the shadows anyway, so the majority of them are fine. They don't really get involved with much.
Yeah.
Unless they absolutely have to.
As usual, we stick to the shadows and in places no one looks.
Well, I'm glad. Last thing I need is you to get in the middle of something that is completely unnecessary.
You are not alone in that.
She ponders her questions for a moment and says, "A bit of information I can give you for what you have given me. The former prince of Los Angeles has gone missing, and we assumed that he was finally out of the picture permanently, but the body, the ashes were never found. He might very well still be out there."
Kind of ponders on this thoughtfully.
Also, my sources tell me he was, despite his big Mr. Princey Attitude, boss of the hour. He was quite the submissive one in the bedroom. A hilarious thought indeed.
Yeah, he just kind of just nods lightly. I will say, the thing that worries me the most is the fact that there is no news at all. Especially from one like him, so very much out there and open, ostentatious as you were. To not hear anything.
He cleans up really well. I have been excavating the area that he was last seen. When things kind of exploded. And that's why I took up baronship in Los Angeles while being the Prince of San Diego. I'm cleaning up the mess and getting some new territory in the process.
Alright, so the thing with Glen is that he very much enjoys analyzing, being analytical, which is why one of his chosen fields is a forensic specialist. So with that information, what can he deduce in terms of, like, with this information that she's presenting to him and what he knows of the local politics, what little he knows of local politics? Can he come to any conclusion with it, with any of this?
I almost dropped dice.
Luna?
Sorry, I was asking the DM.
It's all good.
What was the question?
So, Glen's chosen field is for his forensics investigation. He is a very analytically charged mind. With this information of missing barons, not just here but all over the place, and the fact that it's less that they are missing and more that there's actually no news at all behind them. With what he's
Perhaps. However, they don't seem to be related.
Alright. And there's nothing else I can really glean from that with my thought process and looking at, like,
not
thinking
necessarily. Because of how different each of these cases are, you do not believe that they are related, even in the slightest.
He gives a nod. As they do not seem related. But still very odd, very... And he kind of, like, starts rolling his fingers around on his thumb, kind of like pill rolling, as he's kind of like deep in thought process. Like, you see his mind's actually like working.
Let's continue playing our game.
Yes. Yeah, that's and he kind of takes his piece and starts moving the pieces. Takes his turn.
Yep. They're going to continue playing for a bit so we can give some other people some moments to talk. How's that?
Oh, you know me, just out here killing.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was actually just about to go to you because we know Rose is doing the radio stuff and should get off in like an hour-ish.
I shall be back.
She shall be fuck. She's fucked in Nosferatu. The face.
Alright. So, Kai, Servrum was able to feed on some people, you know. Could you... Actually, not. You were... I'll cut you a break. You didn't bleed them dry, but, like, probably need a little help, but, you know, again, they're drunk and everything, so the cops will probably just take you to the hospital, like, oh, just get them a transfusion. No, they'll be fine. Get them some
He like
fluids.
dials 911 on their phones whenever he's done.
Yeah, that works. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So you do that, and do you have any other plans for the evening?
You know, I think he's probably going to find a way to get high up to like look at the stars for a bit. He doesn't get out a ton, and this just seems like the right time to be able to like observe the stars and then even look down at the city at downtown and like appreciate it for the majesty that it is.
Yeah. It's a little difficult to see the stars because of the light pollution, but they are still there.
For sure. He wants to find like a roof he can get on top of.
Okay. Yeah, easily
one
done.
really high up.
Oh, yeah, easily done. Where you are currently, there are buildings that are like maybe half a mile from here that are pretty high up.
Yeah, bet. He's like, he finds like, he's gonna look for like a like emergency, like a fire exit sort of thing, with like stairs and like ladders and shit. He's gonna jump up, climb up to the top, and then squat a pop someplace, hopefully away from people for a bit, so we can just admire. And he,
all right, sounds good.
Yeah, that's that's where he's at right now. He's gonna probably pull his phone out, just probably
recharge a bit.
Huh?
Recharge a bit.
He's just gonna like play music. He's just gonna play music, and you can just like anyone who really listens in can probably hear like someone singing on the rooftop somewhere.
Okay, yeah. So you're able to do that. It's no problem. There are plenty of taller buildings like hotels and business buildings that are easy enough to get up there and do exactly that.
Perfect. He's content. He's happy. No, nothing bad's happening in the world right now. He's okay. He doesn't know what the fuck is going on.
As far as you know, there's nothing bad going on.
Exactly.
Actually,
shit.
Actually, now that you say that, I need you to make me a wits and awareness check.
Me? Wits and awareness?
Yes.
Oh boy. Here I go with killing again.
Oh boy.
Let's grab these two dice and these two. Actually, no, these dice are fucking me. These two and then you. Yeah, okay, that was mother of pearl. 3 successes, 1 failure, 1 crit failure, because apparently I'm fucked today.
Well, since you fed up, your hunger went back to 0. So you only would take basically 1 point, and you're just like, oh, well, this sucks. But nothing terrible. With the amount of successes you got, you hear some things that are going on in the city below you, but it sounds to be like arguing or chatting. You're not quite sure, but it sounds a little more intense.
I want to peek my head over the side of the building and look down and see what the fuck is going on.
All right, so what you see is a group of maybe about 5 individuals talking amongst each other and talking about a, quote, what move they're going to make next.
Interesting. We here at the Nosferatu School of Information love our secrets.
I love the way you put that.
I want to get closer to get a better to hear better. I guess I want to try to stick to the shadows.
Make me a stealth check.
Let's take this one dice out because it's said no. I don't get to roll nice. So strict stealth.
Yeah, just stealth.
Just fuck. We got 2 on that. This is going to be great. 2 failures.
Yeah. So as you're leaning off the side of the building, you slip a little bit. And I'm gonna need you to make me a real quick athletics.
Athletics?
Yeah.
I love having 1 dice on this.
I salute to you, my good sir.
This is amazing. 1 success.
Okay, okay, so you fall down a couple of stories, but you manage to like grab onto the fire escape
Tink.
and just pull yourself back up. They seem to be looking around, but with that you were able to like hug the side of the building so they don't see you.
Shadows.
So they're just like, oh, you know, fucking bird or some shit must have hit that. And I need to make a couple of rolls for that, though.
Ah, shit.
Because these are all kindred.
Kill me! Fuck. I'm going to die. Know how hard they broke my earlier thing, man? Everyone saw me at that fucking place. Where's Lil Ron?
Lil Ron.
It's here.
It's New Orleans dealing with the other bullshit.
He's at Waffle House.
Yeah, they're at Waffle House right now. Literally at the same time as this is going on, they're all at Waffle House.
Please, dear God, don't see me. I have one last trick on my sleeve if I get caught. What'd you say?
They are currently rolling a lot of dice over their eyes.
I'm scared.
3 of them look up.
Shit! Oh no.
Yeah, 3 of them look. And they seem to be looking actively now to see if anybody overheard them. I am going to be nice. I'm going to give you a chance. If you're able to make your Cloak of Shadows roll, you'll be fine.
Can I offer a different option?
Go ahead.
I have what's called chemistry. Or chemistry. Sorry. Chemistry.
Okay.
Which says create a brief but vivid hallucinations, distracting and drawing the attention of those affected. Requires presence 1, manipulation plus obfuscation, versus composure plus wit.
Okay, so I need to make a composure and wits check then.
And I need to make a presence, a manipulation and obfuscation check? What is presence 1? What is that?
I will wait for you to make this roll.
Okay. What does presence 1 mean? Out of curiosity?
ODM!
Does it say presence with brackets 1?
Just says presence 1. I don't see brackets.
parentheses 1. Is that what you're saying? You have one
It's shown on the screen.
You have used 1 point in presence. That's
Okay, so I have to use 1 point in presence. Oh, I have 1 point
Yeah,
in presence. Got you.
You are straight.
I don't actually think I have a presence discipline at all, so I don't think I can use that.
It's part of your.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Sorry, I'm stupid today. Manipulation, obfuscation. Got it.
You're good. I'm trying to co-DM after popping an edible and a half.
I can't find obfuscation on my sheet, so I'll roll the manipulation, which is 1 dice. Today's the day I die. Fail.
What was the roll?
I got a 2.
Okay, so, that's great! You wanna know why?
They all crit fail? Please tell me they all crit fail. I'd love
No
that.
successes across the board.
Oh my god! I'm A-okay, maybe.
I just sent Cam the dice roll so he could see this because it's fucking hilarious.
They all fucking suck.
They're
I also
all too
suck.
distracted. They're all too distracted with what they were talking about that they didn't because you failed that roll and they just don't see you because of the angle that they're at. They're just it was probably some fucking cat or something, and they just keep going. Because you're so fucking lucky right now. You want to know why?
Why?
Those were 5 anarchs.
Those are
Those are 5 Bruja anarchs.
Nice. Real quick, just so you know, I realized what the obfuscation was. I was supposed to add my obfuscation points, which I have 3 in. That adds
If you want
exactly.
to re-roll it, you can, but none of them succeeded, so there's literally no point.
Cool, awesome, great. It got me one extra success, but I think 5 is a failure, right?
No.
Okay, that's 2 more successes. So yeah, we got something working.
Yeah. So no, you just avoided fucking being confronted by 5 Bruja anarchs.
I'd have been my ass kicked for no reason. I'm a nice person.
Dead, my guy. You would have been fucking dead.
It would be great. I guess I make there's probably a trash can or a dumpster nearby. I make the sound of it tipping over, or crashing or something like that, and then I move away into the darkness.
All right, so you're able to do that, and you're able to fucking get away from these people who would definitely kick your ass. They would throw you in that dumpster.
But nerd.
They would probably just relentlessly fucking they would kick your ass and throw you in a dumpster.
Aw, damn.
I don't know how you fucking avoided that, my guy.
Very carefully.
All
I'm an
right.
amazing person.
So, Ziggy, what are you doing?
So I was trying to run back to the bar, but I got distracted. So I hung a left, I hung a right, I hung a left, I hung a right, and now I'm just wandering the city, just okay, she'll find me eventually. I would have probably been wandering towards the taller buildings because I like to be tall, even though I'm already fucking tall. I like the tall buildings, and I was probably trying to make the way that way. I don't know which way you want to make that, but
Friend.
Okay, so basically what I'm asking is, did I happen to wander towards where this shit was happening with the fucking end?
Make me an awareness check.
Okay. 1 critical success and 1 failure, so technically.
No. And if you did, you're probably they are not paying attention to you, or you're paying attention to them. So.
Oh wait, no shit! I didn't roll my hunger dice with that. I have to re-roll that. Sorry. I didn't mean
Because we've already rolled it, I will let you keep it.
Oh, okay.
I am not worried about it at this second.
Especially since I have one hunger.
Yeah, I'm being nice right now because I am trying to fucking get to a good stopping point because I have work in the morning. Alright, so. Somehow, so you don't have your phone. You don't have anything with you. So you're just aimlessly wandering the city right now?
Yep, the only thing I have is my wallet.
Alright, so. What are you gonna do?
To the roofs.
I remembered Sage pointing out, counting the light bulbs. And I start counting the light bulbs again, and I'm just following the light bulbs. You just rolled like 15 dice.
Jesus.
Oh no, this was for me.
What?
I also like to keep you guys on your toes. So, you're aimlessly just wandering around.
Yep.
Before you know it, because you were zooming. You were zooming for a little bit.
Yep.
You, miraculously, ended up zooming in the direction of where your shop is. So you know where you are now.
So now I'm just counting the light bulbs on the way to the door of the shop.
Yep. So you don't know how you did this, but somehow you did.
As soon as I get to my door, I look around, look up to the sky, and scream, "Take that, Zeus! You can have torch me today! Poseidon's dick is up your ass, buddy!"
The door opens, and Elsie's on the other side like, the fuck did you go?
I met.
Okay. Take your goddamn phone next time. She tosses it at you.
I have. How did you get my phone? Oh my god, are you a witch?
She just kind of looks up at you, pats your cheek slightly with her hand, just like, come on, because she knows, she saw your fucking eyes earlier today. She knows you need to feed.
Yeah, so because I am a trapdoor feeder, it has to be somebody that I have somehow lured back to Mayhaven and or Station.
All right, let me do something.
I'm not trying to make more work. Playing Malkavian, guys, just an easy experience.
Okay. You're in luck. Because people who look like tourists have wandered to your shop.
Oh yes, welcome. And who of the two of them looks like they'd be most likely to follow me to the?
Oh, definitely the younger looking one.
I walk over, specifically get closer to the younger one, and just, yes, I see you found a way to my shop. I know I don't look the greatest. He kind of points to his oversized hoodie, putting it back in his covered clothes, which he's very upset about right now. Just, I own the shop. It's a pleasure to meet you. And you look like you could. Do you have a lot on your mind? Do you have some answers you're looking for? And he does the thing again where he like does the, I hate to say it, but the stereotypical anime pro tag, the lean in, breathe on the ear, tuck the hair behind.
Yeah, no. You're fucking able to do this. Somehow. Even Elsie's sitting there like, I don't know how you do it. She's just kind of like behind the counter now, just hanging out.
All right. Well, I will lead my new friend back to the private room where if their friend tries to follow, it's a case of, I'm sorry, it has to be one at a time. It's, I can't have your auras interfering with their auras, and then things get crossfired. That's how you accidentally channel Hitler and start World War III. Excuse me.
Yep, and Elsie's gonna basically keep the other person entertained as they seem to be more distracted looking at all the weird ass tchotchkes around the shop.
I would like to point out very specifically, there is at least one rubber duck hidden everywhere.
Fantastic. They are now gonna make it their mission to find it.
All right.
So they're
All right.
gonna be distracted for a while.
So with their friend in the back room, I close the curtain, and what you don't see past the curtain is I have one of those sliding bamboo doors that kind of latches, and I slide that close to be on the safe side. Sit the person down, start playing oh, I need to know about your past, your future, light some incense, flick on the LED that's underneath the crystal ball, stuff like that. And I'm going to try and get them into like a state of hypnosis while going through the motions and proceed to have a.
All right. So you are able to do that. No problem. This is your incredible fucking ability that you have learned to do at this point. And you regain... How many hunger did you lose?
I had 4 out of 5 hunger that were marked.
All right, you regain 3 of them.
Okay, so I'm down to 1 hunger. Thank you. So yeah, once I'm done with that, I make sure that they don't remember what just happened. Give them the nice little memory of, yes, you spoke to your dead cat Muffins, and he said he died because you deprived him of fresh fish and you only wanted canned tuna. I hope you treat your kitten better than this. Blah blah blah. Escort them back outside to their friend, and just they're a little overwhelmed. You should probably get them to lay down a bit. These sections are so very intense, and I hate to see such a promising young soul get so sick after such a heartfelt moment. Mr. Muffins really doesn't.
Okay, so the friend is just like, oh yeah, sure, we'll go back, and they bought something.
Yes. He slips the rubber duck with his contact info into the bag.
Love that for him. Anyway, with that, the night is starting to come to an end. Is there anything that anybody else would like to do?
I think that Servrum is ever so slightly still curious about what those Bruja were talking about.
Are you going to follow them?
He's going to try to see if he can. He's going to try one more time to get a beast familiar up. So he's going to try to reach out to a rat nearby, make it a familiar, and have it follow.
Okay.
So that's charisma plus animal can. Please, dear God, I put points in this for a reason. What is it? Charisma 4, animal 3. Okay. I need 3 more dice. That wasn't a roll. 4, 5, 6, 7. Perfect. I'm going to die. Cool. So we got 2 successes. No, sorry, 3 successes.
That's enough.
2 failures, 2 bestial failures. Or critical failures, however you want to call it.
You know what? You'll just take more hunger at this point. You were back down to 1, so just take 2.
Okay.
You're at 3. With the successes, I'll call it enough.
Okay.
With the successes, you are able to summon your little rat friend and basically instruct them to follow these Bruja.
I got a mental link with it.
Cool.
So yeah.
So,
with that, you are able to see where a lot of them seem to be meeting up. This is very organized, like, even for a lot of them. They seem, it's very gang-esque, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
It is extremely gang-esque, and they seem to be talking about the events that have been happening around Phoenix, with how their Baron is not around anymore. The Camarilla don't seem to be taking care of anything. And how they need to, quote, get this taken care of. And with that, we are going to call it a night. Thank you, everybody, so much.
Hello.
Thank you.
Yay! I would, but I'm push to talk. One of my hands are occupied.
Ow.
Yes, next Wednesday we'll be returning with New Orleans by night, meeting up with our gang at the Waffle House and see what's happening there. We're going to be alternating New Orleans by night and Phoenix by night because Otter is hoping to eventually move into DMing other stuff, and Vampire is a great way to start. So congratulations, Otter, for being a super awesome DM.
Yeah.
And thank you to Nice and Destiny for hosting our Vampire Channel.
Yep. We'll see you all Sunday for the Whimsical Travelers of Fate. And to see what happens during the Searing Channel. Then Wednesday we'll be back for some New Orleans by night to see what tasty treats they are eating at the Waffle House. Because that's the only important thing that is happening during that game. And we will also see you back again on next Friday, not this coming Friday, for Pathfinder. With this bitch, I say as I'm looking at Q.
So I will actually be unable to attend next week's session as I have a drag show on Friday that just got booked out of nowhere.
Oh, how dare! I need my I need my religion buddy. So,
Well, don't worry. We will fulfill the drama to see if this Sunday Gadri and Tyrus will get along finally.
I missed it already. I'm sorry, I'll stop taking up here.
say goodnight, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Motherfuckers. Bye.
Matt's not here, so I have.